Okay, urban wildlife friends, I'm going to show you some magic of some native plants. So here we are in my neighborhood, and this is what most people do with that little 1 foot between sidewalk and their property. They just pave it right over because they just haven't really tried growing anything, so they just pave it. But here's what you can do. So I planted these on my neighbor's property just a month and a half ago. So here are some plants, false sunflower, there's some goldenrod self-seeding, there's some hyssop, different kinds of hyssop, anise hyssop, giant yellow, giant purple. Here's some more goldenrod self-seeded. There's a little echinacea down there. But the one plant that really surprises me with stepping into my property is, and you can just see how lush everything is. All of this pretty much self-seeded. I didn't do anything. Once it's self-seeded, I just helped it along. Removed a few weeds from down below, water it a little bit. But here's the New England aster. All of this growing in that little crappy 1 foot nothing space. And there's a lot of other plants that grow in here. There's the milkweed as well. More false sunflower, huge. Wild bergamot, bee balm. You do got to pull out the weeds. There's an ailanthus growing right there. There is what is that? The Siberian elm. You got a lot of that. But let me just take you back to the New England aster. It's just hopping with activity. And it just grows. This has been growing here for about 3 years now. Tolerates the salt that people put on the sidewalk. I don't use any salt on my property, but the city salts the sidewalk. I don't know if you can see all the bees on this single plant. I mean, I have more back in the garden. There's another one that's growing in the garden, likely where this one's self-seeded from. It's hard to count on this single New England aster. I'm probably seeing about 30 pollinators, more, maybe 40. Some of them are pretty big, the bumblebee. Got a lot of sweat bees. They're really teeny tiny ones, which are really hard to count. I don't know if I'm trying to follow one right now. But there you go. Don't give up on these little crappy urban nothing spaces that people will just concrete over. Just plant this. I have to pull it back. City bylaw says you can't really impede the sidewalk. So you can see I've got all these little mechanisms of jute. So I always have to pull that back and trim it back too. Here's my pagoda dogwood. So I have to trim that back every year. It's pretty easy for me. I'm 6'2", so I figure there's not too many people taller than me, so if I trim it back for my height, it should be good for everybody else. But all this is pulled back. Otherwise it would literally just flop right over. But the bees love it. There's more bees. Butterflies. Flies, tons of flies. They all love it. Okay, bye for now.